Hello and namaste. I'm Harshala and I welcome you to my channel. So I'm back with another video and this is my September wrap up. So I'm going to review all the books that I read in the month of September. So like I planned, I think I had 15 books I think I had in my TBR, but I ended up reading only 8 new books because I reread my old books that were my favorite. I actually read 2 heavy books this month and it is like subjective. It is like not everyone will feel the same emotions that I felt, but I literally felt that the book was too emotionally toxic for me. It took a lot for me to keep reading while crying. I am not a crier, okay? I do not cry. I am an INFP, so I feel emotions intensely, but I rarely cry. And in 1 month I read 2 books which made me cry. Like, I was sobbing while reading. I was shouting, screaming, yelling, fighting with myself, like, why the hell the character is doing this, don't do this, don't do this. And then the other character that made me like lose my mind was a total bitch. Like, even though she had her own reasons, she was a total bitch. So I think let's get started with this video, because without knowing the books, I don't think that you will be understanding what I'm talking about. So let's start with the series first. I actually read the Miles High Club, the first, and I did not complete the series. Like, the first 3 books were easy to read, and then the 4th book I just couldn't. Okay, I couldn't read it. I read, I think, 3 or 4 chapters at the start of the month, and then I couldn't pick it up again because I felt like the story is not something that I want to read right now. And the character of Kristen or Christopher, I don't remember. It is from C. The 4th book was not my cup of tea, at least for this month. So the first book that I read this month was The Stopover by T.L. Swan, and the main characters in this first book are Jameson and Emily. So basically the book is about CEO romance or billionaire romance, and Jameson and Emily meet on a flight. So something happens and Emily is upgraded to first class or business class, and then she sits beside Jameson, and Jameson introduces himself as Jim, and they spend quality time watching, I think, movies, and the conversation between them is fresh. Like, it is not very cheesy of sorts, so you might like it. And then the story moves ahead, and the flight is diverted to Boston due to bad weather. So they had to spend a night at Boston, in Boston. So they end up spending the time together, and then they actually end up spending night together. They hook up, and then they do not meet. Okay, they meet after 1 year. Emily has started a new job. It is her dream job. Okay, she has been trying for this job for 3 freaking years, and she finally got it. And then, just guess who is the boss? Yes, our Jameson is the boss. And then it moves ahead, and there is a lot of drama. Okay, all the series, like the entire series has a lot of drama. I have also read another book from the same author, and the first part of the book is all cute and stuff, and then there's a lot of drama involved. And I like this one. I really like, because Emily is a very good character. Like, she's a strong character. She's not your girl who bends, and who, like, if you get Jameson, obviously you will bend, but she's not your bichari types. She knows what she wants and she stands for it. And then the story moves ahead, and shit happens, shit goes down, and the entire thing is how they overcome it, and then they eventually get together. So it is a love story, basic simple love story, and I gave it 3 stars, I think. Yes, I think I gave it 3 stars. On the level of spice, I'll say out of 5 I'll give it a 3 star again for spice. It is a spicy book, okay, mind you, it is a very spicy book, but I have read much better. The second book is Takeover by T.L. Swan from the same series, Miles High Club, and the main characters are Tristan, who is the second eldest brother, and he is in charge of takeovers in the company. And the main main character is Claire, who is a widow who has 3 sons. The sons are adorable. Like, the whole book, I think I had so much fun because of the kids, I loved it. Like, I absolutely loved the kids angle. And if you are someone who do not like, the kids angle, please skip this book. But if you can tolerate it, I like, I assure you that you'll have a great time laughing. Like, they play so many pranks and it's so hilarious. Like, you will be laughing, you will be kicking your legs in the air and all that shit you will be doing, because it is very hilarious. At least for me it was. I laughed a lot in this book. So the story is basically Claire's company, which she is now CEO of because her husband passed away, is struggling, but she has at least a year or a half to overcome things. And Tristan comes there to take over her company, and she literally has a verbal spat with him, and she leaves in tears from there. And 6 months later they meet, but Tristan felt bad because she cried. Okay, so he kept calling her, and I think he was asking her out on a date, but she obviously ignored him. And then they meet at a seminar, some mental health kind of seminar for CEOs, or some mindfulness seminar for CEOs, after 6 months. And Tristan is the speaker there, and he's the one who is a regular, but she's attending it for the first time. So she's away from the kids. I think they are in Paris, somewhere nearby in France they are. And they meet, and they obviously don't meet on a good terms, because the last meeting was on a bad terms, and then he was like basically behind her to go on a date. So she is trying her best to ignore and all. And then one night they they warm up to each other and all that, and then they spend a lot of time together, and then they realize that yes, they like each other. Then she was very sure that it was a one-time thing. Like, after she comes back home, this is not gonna happen. But Tristan is Tristan. He doesn't leave her. So, he comes home, and then the entire kids part start, and it is so hilarious. I don't want to even give any spoiler to you guys, because I don't want to spoil the fun. But trust me, you need to read this book. Like, out of this series, if you want to read one book, it is this one. But then the next book, the third book, is a 4-star read. It is the Casanova, and it is about Elliot and Kate. Oh my god, my favorite female character from this entire series has to be Kate. She's so headstrong, like, and they hate each other. Okay, this is enemies to lovers kind of situation going on, trope going on over here. And she hates him, but she did not hate him first. She started hating him later, but there is no love or no gentleness in their relationship, at least in the start. And Elliot, though, like, he hates him. Like, they are hating on each other for at least first few chapters, and then things start to happen. She faints due to overdose of some medicine, and he freaks out and stuff. And then they start going out, and they meet, and things happen. And then Elliot moves in to a new place. I don't remember the kind of like the vibe of the place, but it is, I think, Victorian place. I am not sure the aesthetic of the place, but it is a very old place with a farm and all. And oh my god, if I say that the takeover made me laugh like so much, if I'm saying that, this book will like make you laugh till you cry. Like, you will be in tears laughing. Itna zyada hasi aa jayega. I absolutely loved this book. It is a 4-star read. The story is amazing. Like, the first book and the second book, the plot was not that strong. Like, the twist, there is some kind of twist in every book. The twists were not that strong. Like, the second one, I did not like the twist at all. But in this book, the twists were amazing. And then there is another kind of storyline going on in the same book, where Elliot is a avid collector of art, and he is collecting, I don't remember the name of the painter, but he's collecting art from this particular lady. And then they find out, like, the brothers find out that the lady is a very old one. So he wanted to meet her before she dies, at least once. In, like, she's in her 90s, so what, like, there is no chance that he'll be able to chase her for the next 10 years. So he is desperately searching for her. And then they find out that the artist is not that old. She's a young woman, and Tristan has already met that woman, like seen her, and then he actually leaves Kate to chase after that painter, and she's heartbroken, guys. When, like, there is this particular scene in the park where they have when he comes back, they have this, like, he's chasing her, and she says something. You will feel that, like, इधर दुखेगा, यहाँ पे दुखेगा इतना ज़्यादा. You feel those emotions. It is a very, very nicely written book. I absolutely love the book. And there is another, subplot kind of thing going on apart from this painter thing. Kate and her friends, I think I spoke about this in something. Yes, in my September TBR, I spoke about this entire thing, where Kate and her friends are drunk one night, like wasted, and her friends create a profile for her on a dating app, and then Tristan also finds out that someone has made a profile with his photograph, like it is catfishing. Yeah, someone is catfishing on that same app. So he also joins, and they both talk, okay, and they don't know they're talking to each other, and things happen. Okay, I have given too much, but I have still not given too much. Like, the best part is what happens on the farm and the place. Like, I loved it. I loved the book till the end. You will not get bored in this book, I am sure about it, because I have given like 2 stars even in this list, but this book is a 4-star. I have not given 5-star because I was expecting more. I wanted more of it, but unfortunately the story was lacking somewhere, so I don't want to justify more. But I have read much more better books in this, because I have 2 5-star reads. So the next book I read is a 5-star read for me, and it is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. So I did not read the 4th book, like I told you, so we are moving on to another book. So Still Beating is a story about, I have also spoken about this in my September TBR. Just in case you haven't read seen my September TBR, please go and watch the video, because you will get a gist of what you are getting into if you are reading this book. So Still Beating is basically about Corabelle and Dean. So Corabelle has a elder sister. She's around 1 year or 11 months elder than her, and Dean is her sister's Amanda, Mandy's boyfriend, and they are soon going to get married in, I think, 1 or 2 months. And on the night of Mandy's birthday, Dean, Mandy and Cora, they meet up at a bar, their regular place, and they have drinks, they get wasted, and then Dean and Amanda, they go home, and Cora stays behind just for the sake of it. So the spice levels for this book is around 2.5 I'll give it, but the book is 5-star. I can also give 3 for the spice, because I was not into spice in this book. This book is so much more about healing. So Mandy and Dean go home, and Cora stays behind just for the sake of it. And then she, while she around 2 a.m. when she wants to go home, she realizes that her wallet has been stolen. So she goes out, and then she tries calling her sister, who is obviously wasted, so she doesn't pick up. Then she calls her best friend Lily, and she also doesn't pick up. Then unfortunately she has to call her enemy or her nemesis, that is Dean. So Dean and Cora share a special bond, okay. Dean is a prankster, and Cora hates him, like literally hates him. There is not even an ounce of love that is there, or care, or kindness that is there in her heart for Dean. Like, she is not a bitch, but she literally hates him, because Dean does stuff like he plays horrible pranks on her, and I don't want to give away the pranks, because then it will take away from all the fun that is like the book is all about, and it will keep on, like, the pranks get revealed early on, like in the first part of the book. So the entire book is divided into 3 parts. The first part is where they are kidnapped by someone, and they are chained in a basement, and they stay there, I think, for 3 weeks. I am not too sure about the time period because I read this book at the start of the month. So they are like there, and they are chained, and shit goes down literally. You will not cry in the first part, that I'm sure. Like, it is a very dark book when it comes to healing, but the first part is not that dark, because I have read a lot of dark books, but nothing made me cry, and even this part didn't. The second part though is totally okay. The first part was from Cora's point of view. The second part of this entire book is from Dean's point of view, and it is about after they get out. Once they get out, how his life is, how his journey is. And the third part is some time after they have gotten out, I think 1 month or later. It is totally from Cora's point of view. And if you are, a faint hearted person, or if you are a very emotional person, do not read this book, because the third part will make you cry. I have sobbed. Like, I am not a crier. I am telling you guys again, I am not a crier. I have read so many. I have read 60 books which are only dark romance. Okay, dark romance, very dark romance. Shit goes down in those books, but I have not even shed a tear or felt bad for the characters as much. Like Haunting Adeline, like, it is very dark and people avoid reading it, but I think the healing journey in this book, I have not seen anything more darker than the thoughts that the character has, Cora has. Oh my god, I have cried so much, and I needed 5 to 6 days, I don't even remember, almost a week I took to just get over what she went through. Like, she went through it, but somehow I could relate to it. The book spoke to me in so many different ways and in so many different words. Oh my god. The next book that I read is from the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. So I was supposed to read the entire series. I think there are 5 or 6 books in the series, but I only managed to read 2 because I did not find the series as interested. Like, the first book itself, I did not find it interesting, so I just dropped it. I literally struggled to read the second book in the last few days, like the last days of September, because I wanted to read at least 2 books before I give my review. It was not the month for me, guys, because after reading those 2 heavy books, like one that I will be talking about next, I was not in the capacity to read more books. So the first book that I read from the Brutal Birthright series is Brutal Prince, and it is a enemies to lovers kind of book, and like trope, and the main characters are Ada and Callum. You'll call him Cal because the name is very difficult to pronounce by Indian standards. Okay, we don't have such names. So basically they are from 2 rival families. One is Irish, and the boy is Irish, and Ada, the girl, is Italian, and Cal is on his way to become an alderman. Basically it is some sort of politician. I guess in Indian terms it is MLA. He wants to be a MLA, I think so. I am not sure what a alderman means in Indian political scenario, but from what I am guessing, it is a MLA. So basically, oh my god, the start of the book was amazing, mind-blowing. Like, I was so happy when I started reading it, because it was giving enemies to lovers vibe. They hated each other, they broke each other's bone, they hit each other. Like, oh my god, I can't even tell you. Like, the first 4 chapters I think were so amazing, and then they because they have a fight and all, and the bones are broken, and the families realize that this is not gonna end. They end up arranging the marriage of Adam and Kayla. What? Cal and Ada, I am so sorry. What? Sorry. Let's just say female main character and male main character, Cal and Ada. So that happens. Once the marriage happens, like till the marriage date, they are like trying to kill each other. Okay, at least the female main character is. But then the book just went down for me, and it never got up. I did not enjoy the book at all. after that. But for the sake of the first few chapters that made me laugh and I really had fun, I give this book a 2 stars. The spice levels are 2, not more than that, because it was not that steamy kind of book. I did not like the spice at all. But the book is okay. I give it a 2 star. It is definitely at least like one time you should read, because the second book is much better than this one. I have not read the third book because after second book I stopped because October started. So in September I just read the first 2 parts. The second book is Stolen Heir, and the main characters are Mikolai and Nessa. So Mikolai is basically from Polish mafia, and but he is Russian. Okay, he's born in Russia, and Nessa is Cal's younger sister, the youngest sister. So she's the baby of the family. She is this sunshine, and he is this grumpy asshole. Like, he's a asshole. But there is not much into their character. Okay, Nessa's character still had some kind of development, and I really like the way. What is his name? What is your name, main character? I still like the way Mikolai, thought and his thought process. But when it comes to character development of Mikolai, I did not see anything, and that is my only complaint. Okay, I was not fast enough to read this series because the main character's development, like the male character's development, was not what I was expecting. It was almost same plain kisa pita, and the story was also not really going anywhere. So basically Mikolai kidnaps Nessa because his adoptive father was murdered or assassinated by Nessa. I think I confused the name. Okay, so Mikolai kidnaps Nessa because his adoptive father, the Polish Don, was murdered by Ada, the first book's female character's eldest brother, Dante, and he actually wanted to break the families apart, so he kidnapped Nessa. So there was not much going on. Okay, Nessa's character development was great. Like, I appreciate like the way her character development was, but there was not much happening because she was a captive, and the only there was lack of chemistry as well. I did not find that. At least Ada and Callum had some kind of chemistry because they hated each other. So whatever chemistry they had. But here I did not find the chemistry to be, that happening. So I gave this book still a 3 because it was much better than the first book. And I gave it a 3 star, and the spice levels are 1. Yeah, 1, because there is not much spice. The book was not it. Okay, it was not that great, but it was much better than the book 1. So the next book after this, I did not read in this series. I'm repeating again just in case you are confused. I will be reading them maybe in October. I'm not sure when. As and when I make my October TBR, I'll know. As of now, there is nothing decided. The next book and the 7th book that I read this month is A Vow of Hate by Lila James. Okay, so I was just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram for book recommendations, book reels, bookstagram, whatever you want to call it, and I came across this reel where the reel was really interesting. Okay, it was about their wedding vows. The reel was about the wedding vows that the give me a second. There's all mumbo jumbo in my brain. Let me tell you the names of the characters. Okay, Killian is the main male character. He is on his way to become a president. The main female character is Juliana, and the dead sister is Gracelyn. So Juliana and Gracelyn get in an car accident, and Juliana was driving. Gracelyn dies. After 2 to 3 years, the main female character Killian gets married to her, and oh my god, the vows are terrible, and he leaves her on the altar, like the wedding altar. He doesn't even kiss her, and then for 6 months he leaves her at the wedding venue, and the wedding venue is the main male character's place. Like, it is kind of a palace, and I loved the story. Like, she because he left her, she doesn't want to go back on her own, so she stays in that palace alone for 6 months, and then she, starts talking to the staff, and then she comes across the story of the palace. Like, the palace has never seen a happy ending. Like, none of the couples that lived in the palace were happy, like they had happy ending. All the love stories were tragic, like literally tragic ending. And I really like this plot, but my god, I hate Juliana so much. The first part, like the first half of the book, you will hate Killian. You will hate him for the things he does to her. You will literally hate him with your heart. I literally wanted to punch him. Like, I wanted to punch him so bad. And then the twist is revealed. Oh my god. After that, I hated Juliana so much, and I cried so much. I have not cried so much. I have not cried so much even in the book Still Beating, because I felt so bad for Killian, so bad. He spent 2 to 3 years, I think 2 years, mourning. Like, he literally spent those years hating himself almost, and hating Juliana, and because he thought that Gracelyn was killed due to Juliana. But oh my god, you are not even prepared for this twist. It blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck just happened? What did I read? What is this? Oh my god, my mind was blown away. I'm still like in awe of this book. I want to read this book again, even though the twist is revealed and all. You have to, like, this book is a must read. तुमको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि ये क्या हो गया भाई. तुम ऐसे बोलोगे भाई ये क्या था ये. Slight, I want to intervene. I gave this book a 5-star. The spice is around 3. I'll give a 3-star for the spice. But oh my god, you are not just prepared, okay? And the ending is another, like, there are so many plot twists in this book that you will be like hooked. The book is very nicely written, the plot is amazing, and it is a 5-star read from me. I don't care what anyone else says. And it is not, this is not one of those TikTok books like Haunting Adeline, and like everyone is going crazy because of Zaid and his spice levels and all that shit, because he is a book boyfie. No, this plot is amazing, guys. Like, the plot is just amazing. If you want to read a good book, not just lust over characters, you want to read a good story, a good book, this book is it for you guys. Like, it is dark, it is enemies to lovers, but the twist, no, I don't think that anyone is like prepared for this twist. Moving on to the last book that I read this month was Death's Obsession by Evina St. Graves, okay, and I gave this book a 2.5 stars. The spice was around 2, and the main characters is Lilith, and basically Lily and Death. So this book is where Death is in love with this main character. So basically a few months ago or years ago, I don't remember, I think 11 months ago or 1 year ago or 2 years ago, Lee and her sister, they get into a car accident. Oh my god. So this book I actually again got recommended, like it was recommended on a reel, and I felt that this is so similar to a Vow of Hate. Like, both the sisters get into an accident, the one of the sister dies and another one is like left behind, and then she hates herself and she is in depression. She is taking a lot of anxiety medicines and all. So Lily basically has this hallucinations, she thinks, but no, Death is talking to her, writing her letters, sending her notes, handwritten notes. Then he eventually starts sending her SMSs. He's there, he can come like anywhere, and he's watching her, he's spying on her. It is like giving stalker kind of vibes. And eventually Death wants her, but only after she is being healed, and she doesn't remember at all, okay? So Death and she spend a lot of time together, but she doesn't remember because it happens in her dreams, and she doesn't, when she comes back like in her senses, or when she wakes up, she doesn't remember the dreams. So she doesn't remember death or his name or anything. But oh my god, this was such a refreshing book for me. Like, I was not expecting like something like this. You are in love with death basically, and it was a really good book. Okay, it is not that the book was not good. My only complaint is that there was not much to the plot. It is like there is death, there is Lily, and eventually you know that they are going to be together. There is not much happening here. So I wanted something to happen, like his death. I was expecting something more from this, even though this was a romance book, like a love story kind of situation, dark romance. I was expecting something more. Like when I read Death's obsession, he's obsessed, I get it, okay. There is a lot of obsession, there is a lot of stalking, and there is a lot going on. But maybe there are 2 or 3 important scenes happening between them. Other than that, the book is like plain. She is talking to herself, he is in his own head. So there is not much happening in this book, and I would have loved it if there was something more happening. So that is the only reason I gave it a 2.5 star. So these are all the books that I read this month. I will share the link in the description box below. Oh, by the way, all the books are Kindle Unlimited books, so please do take a Kindle Unlimited subscription. There are amazing books that are available, and more books are getting added. I will share the link in the description box below if you want to read more about Kindle Unlimited subscription. So that is it for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below which book you read in the month of September, so that I can also pick up some recommendations, because obviously I have not made my October TBR yet. That being said, I will see you in my next video. Until next time, stay flawsome.